Please don't leave me, he begged, his voice cracking. I just stared back, my face calm, completely unmoved. Leave you? Oh, I would never just leave you. In fact, I invited someone over to talk. She's waiting outside right now. You two have already met, behind a dumpster. Remember, I guess it started in the most cliché way possible. He was asleep, his phone was on the nightstand, and it buzzed. It wasn't the buzz that got me, it was the name on the screen, a girl's name I didn't recognize. My first thought wasn't even accusatory, it was more like, huh, who's that? A new coworker, maybe. So I picked it up. I don't know why. I've never been the type to check a partner's phone, but I did, and my world just kind of fractured. It wasn't one message, it was a thread, and under that thread, another, and another. My thumb started scrolling, almost on its own. It just kept going. Dozens of names, dozens and dozens of girls, stretching back not just weeks or months, but years. My brain was slow to catch up, doing the math. We've been together for 3 years. The timestamps on the oldest messages I could find were from 3 years ago. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't a recent slip-up. This was a fundamental part of our entire relationship. It was a secret second life running in parallel to the one I thought we were building together. That was the first shock. The second one, the one that made me feel like I was gonna throw up, was the content. I started reading the actual words, and the man who wrote them wasn't my boyfriend. My boyfriend is gentle, a little passive, kind of goofy. The guy in these texts was a predator. He was pushy, aggressive. The way he talked about sex was completely detached and transactional. He wasn't trying to connect with these women. He was trying to use them. The things he'd offer. Guys, I'm not exaggerating when I say he offered to fuck one girl behind a dumpster, another in a public park bathroom. It was all so weirdly degrading. For them and for him. It was a performance of pure, anonymous filth. There were no real conversations. No how was your day? Just this relentless, almost rapey push for a quick, dirty hookup before he disappeared again. I put the phone down and looked at him, sleeping next to me. He looked so peaceful, so normal. My mind was just spinning, trying to connect the two images. The man whose head was on the pillow next to mine, the one who holds my hand when we watch movies, and this monster on the screen. How can two completely different people exist in the same body? I felt this cold wave of dread wash over me. It wasn't just that I'd been cheated on. It was that I had been living with a complete and utter stranger for 3 years. I haven't even confronted him yet. I'm still just trying to process what I saw. How do you even start a conversation about something like this? So I confronted him. The next morning, I couldn't even look at him. I just sat at the kitchen table, staring into a cold cup of coffee, waiting for him to get up. When he finally came out, looking all sleepy and normal, I just slid the phone across the table. He looked at it, then at me. There was no big explosion, no dramatic denial. He just deflated. It was like watching the air leak out of a balloon. That's when the sheer absurdity of it all really hit me. The man on that phone acted like a sex-crazed maniac. But our reality, we barely ever have sex. It's not for a lack of trying on my part. I can't count the number of times I've initiated, only to be gently shut down. I'm tired, I have a headache, or just a soft kiss on the forehead before he rolls over. It got to the point where I just stopped trying, figuring he had a low libido. Instead, our relationship was built on everything but sex. We talk for hours. We cuddle on the couch every single night. He'll play with my hair while we watch some dumb reality show. It's comfortable. It's companionable. It feels like living with my best friend. And that's the part that's driving me crazy. I actually gave him an out. Months ago, sensing the disconnect, I sat him down right here at this table and laid my cards out. I told him, look, I get that one person can't be everything for someone. If you feel the need to be with other people, you can. My only rules are that you tell me, and you're safe about it. I thought I was being the coolest, most understanding girlfriend on the planet. I was ready to explore being polyamorous if that's what he needed. His reaction, he just looked at me like I had 2 heads and mumbled something about how he didn't need anyone else. He chose to lie. He chose to hide it and make it dirty and disgusting when he had a clear and open invitation to be honest. Back in the kitchen, I asked him that. Why? I told you it was okay. Why would you do all of that instead? He just shook his head, refusing to look at me. No explanation, no apology, just silence. Finally, I said, okay, well, we're obviously done. I told him we could just be roommates until our lease is up. He immediately said, no. I was taken aback. What do you mean? No, we could be friends. We could even just be fuck buddies if that's all you want. And he just kept shaking his head, more firmly this time. No, I don't want anything to change. I want us. So now I'm stuck in this bizarre limbo. He cheated on me for our entire relationship, in the most vile way possible, but he refuses to be anything less than my boyfriend. He won't touch me. He lies constantly, but he won't let me go. I don't get it. What does he get out of this relationship that makes him so desperate to keep it, when he's clearly seeking everything he wants somewhere else? Let me be 100% clear about one thing. I am not trying to fix this. I'm not looking for advice on how to make it work or how to get him to change. That ship hasn't just sailed, it's hit an iceberg, sunk to the bottom of the ocean, and is now a tourist attraction for deep-sea fish. What I'm trying to wrap my head around is the why. For my own sanity, I need to understand what kind of psychological wiring leads a person to behave like this. My brain keeps coming back to two main theories. The first one is that he's fetishizing the anonymity and the degradation of it all. Think about it. He had a golden ticket to an open relationship with me. Honesty, safety, communication, all on the table. He didn't want it. He refused it. Maybe the entire point for him isn't the sex itself, but the thrill of it being secret, dirty, and with a complete stranger who means nothing to him. Maybe the reason he's never rapey or aggressive with me is because I'm a real person to him. With me, there's intimacy and connection, and maybe that's the very thing he doesn't want in a sexual encounter. The degrading locations, the pushy messages, it's all a performance, a fantasy that can only exist with someone he has zero respect for. The other possibility is that he's just profoundly confused about what love is. Our life together is, for the most part, a deep friendship. It's comfortable, stable, and emotionally supportive. Maybe he's mistaken that comfort for romantic love. He clings to me because I provide the foundation of a relationship, the talking, the cuddling, the Netflix binges, but because there's no actual romantic or sexual desire for me, he's forced to outsource it. He seeks out these hollow, physical encounters with strangers to fill a void, but he can't leave me because headloo's the only real emotional stability he has. What's really messing with my head is how I missed it. I've been in enough half-assed relationships to think I'd know what genuine disinterest looks like, but this wasn't that. He seemed present, he seemed content. To be so completely blind for 3 years makes me question my own judgment. How can I ever trust my instincts again? So, Reddit, that's where I'm at. I'm not looking for sympathy or a pep talk. I'm looking for a pattern. Has anyone ever dealt with a person like this? Is it a recognized fetish? This need for anonymous, degrading encounters while maintaining a completely separate, gentle home life? Or is he just compartmentalizing on a level I can't even comprehend? Any perspective at all would be helpful, because I need to understand this wreckage so I don't find myself standing in the middle of it ever again.